All right. In 3, 2.
You ain't gotta do that, man. We rolling.
I what are we live?
Uh-huh.
Are we live?
No,
like
we
on
just
stream?
no,
Okay,
we
okay.
yeah.
Okay. I have to count my sometimes it's just for mental effect, okay, Figgy? All right. What up, everybody? We have a very, very special guest. Gonna get a little more regal tonight. Gonna get a little elegant. You know, we're gonna kick it back. Get a little high class in the podcast today, okay? We done the ratchet thing. We done all that, but now we're gonna get a little more elegant and high class. We have a very talented everything maker, really. A wine maker. She is just has a great YouTube channel where she does food pairings, the cigar, everything high life and high class.
Man.
It seems like this woman does. Also an avid Houston sports fan. We're gonna get into that as well. Representing the Astros, as you can see.
Every day, all day.
We have the Mad Wine Chemist joining us. Yeah, give it up. Applause drop. We got to get the applause drop, man. Oh, yeah. The Family Matters area coming down the...
They sound a little elegant, too. Like, yes, golf clap.
That's the Family Matters Harriet wore a sexy dress coming down the stairs. But yes. Happy to have you for sure. So tell us a little bit about what you do. Tell us about everything you got going on right now.
So I recently closed my winery down. It's just, long story, and we can get into that later. But now I'm launching my YouTube channel under Mad Wine Chemist. I love and have a passion for wine, and I want to share that with people. And from running my winery, I learned that there are a lot of people that want to learn how to make wine. There are a lot of people that are uneasy with how to drink wine, and I'm just trying to share that information. Like, it's not that hard. You don't have to wear your after 5 dress with some heels and makeup to enjoy wine. You can sit in the backyard with your girls in your bathing suits in the pool and enjoy a nice glass of wine. And you don't have to go to Napa or Italy to get a good glass of wine. You can just do that. You can do that down the street. There's a ton of small wineries that produce high quality wine. There are a couple here in Houston. I've done a couple of episodes on them. I go around. I do tours of wineries. I've done a tour of Case Keenum's winery.
Oh wow!
Hack Winery. I've done a tour of Nice Winery. They recently won a bunch of top awards at the Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo. I'm done breweries also. I just recently drove up to Austin and did a tour with a really tiny brewery. It's the brewers are a brother combination, and they're awesome. So like I just really want to share what there is to offer out there. Like, let's just expand our minds and try something new. Or if you already in it and you want to learn some more, I'm gonna have advanced like videos on how to make wine, like how to age it or how to blend it or how to filter it and stuff like that.
Okay, so you ain't got to go to Italy, get their grapes and
stomp on it yourself.
Yeah, have Queen Elizabeth step all over it.
No, everybody thinks you got to stomp on grapes to make wine, and that's oh my god, that's not true. Like, I don't want your crusty feet on my wine. Like, they have presses, y'all.
Like
just grind it up and press it. You're good.
These grapes were stepped on by Jesus Christ,
right?
So this wine is amazing.
No. See, like, look, my grandfather was a pastor, and my uncle is a pastor, and everybody's like in my family's like real church oriented and stuff, and they were like, "You gonna sell wine?" And I was like, "Yeah, Jesus turned water into wine. I'm good."
So how did you get into this in the first place? Like, where did your love of wine and love of like breweries and beer and things like that? I know it sounds kind of funny to ask, but like, where did your love of wine come from, and how did it get to this point where you're like doing your own and showing people about all the different flavors and everything out there?
It's kind of a 2-part story. Like, I fell in love with wine and beer in the Marine Corps. One, I fell in love with beer because that's like literally all you do in the Marine Corps. You work and then you go home and you drink. And so I got to the point where it was like, everybody's 18, 19 and drinking. And when I joined, I was 20. So by the time I got out, I was 26. And so for the last 2 years, I was like, y'all can have the drinking and heavy drinking and stuff like that. I'm finna go learn about some wine and, get into that. And one of my married friends was like, I got a home brew set up. Come look at it. Let's talk about it. And I watched him brew and I was like, beer brewing isn't my thing, but I do want to get into something. So when I got out, I had PTSD and my dad was helping me, get through all that stuff. And he was like, what's, your therapist keeps telling you to find a hobby. And I was like, I've tried cake making, Dad, and you see how horrible I am at that. You know what I mean? And I was like, I tried photography and stuff like that. And then he was like, no, let's talk it out. Like, what's something you've always wanted to do, but you never really just took the leap? And I was like, I really want to make wine. And he was like, well, why aren't you doing it? And I was like, it's expensive. And he was like, do it. Just do it. What's the worst that can happen? And I took that leap and I started making wine. And dude, I just that was so therapeutic. I fell in love with it, man. I went from, having 2 little jugs in a corner of wine to like my dad bought me like this professional wine thing.
Oh, wow.
And I'm like, I had like, we moved all this stuff out of my second room in my house, and he started like just like, oh yeah, you can make that, you could do that. Like, it was just something me and my dad bonded over to, so it was just awesome.
No, that's really inspiring. And that's something I hear a lot about too. I graduated, 05, so I had a lot of people I knew who went to Iraq and Afghanistan during that time, and they came back. They were just completely different. So is that something you see a lot where people, when they come back and they hyper focus on something? And do you think that helps, like with everything you go through and everything being in the military, that whole structure kind of, do you think that helps to find a hobby and kind of really get into it?
Yeah, definitely. Like the structure of winemaking, man, I got to the point where I was really impatient. Like, I just wanted everything to happen now. But with wine, the more impatient you are, the worse your wine gonna taste. And I remember the first batch, I was so impatient. I was just like, yeah, I got some wine. I'm finna drink, but it came out cloudy and the flavors weren't like I really wanted. And my dad like was my rah-rah cheerleader guy. So he was just like drinking it, and I'm like, nah, it's not where I want it to be. No, I gotta be patient. I gotta take the steps. I gotta stick to my schedule. And one thing you do in the military is you take a lot of meticulous notes.
Yeah.
Like if you're on duty, they're gonna have a book and you gotta write down every time something crazy happens, or every time you get up and go to the bathroom, you gotta write it down. So I did that with my wine, and that helped me. Like I took a lot of stuff that from the military, and I was like, okay, so the 75 degrees for this wine when it was fermenting. So like I could take that and transfer it over, and I can repeat what I just made.
No, that's really impressive.
That's cool. So you mentioned patience. How long do it take to make a good batch of wine? Like, what's the
I mean, I've gotten to the point where I can rush it, like, and it still tastes good, like, because like I said, I took a lot of notes. So like I can make a fruit wine in a month.
Okay.
But
is that quick?
Yeah, that's
Quick.
that's
Okay.
ultra quick. That's like an ultra
Okay.
quick, ultra young wine. But what people tend to think about something being that young is, oh, that's cheap. It's not cheap. So like I make all of my fruit wines out of actual fruits. I don't like using concentrates and stuff like that.
Okay. So I'm a total newbie when it comes to, like, I don't drink really at all. So I have like, I'm gonna ask you a lot. I'm gonna ask you to put me on game with this
Bet.
wine and everything.
Let's
So
go.
I'm gonna ask some very basic questions, and you got to answer me like you're talking to a 12-year-old.
I got you.
Now, when people age wine, what does that exactly do to it?
Okay, so what you're doing when you're aging the wines, like, so when a wine first comes out, it'll experience what we call bottle shock. Like, because when you're transferring the wine from the barrel or bucket, whatever you're making your wine into the bottle, it's introducing it into oxygen. It's touching a lot of things that it hasn't touched. It's moving, it's splashing. So it's been shocked. Like, no, you want it to rest.
Mm-hmm.
So once it's gotten past the initial rest period, then it's just in a small, you got the bottle and it's small, and it's gonna just bring those flavors out more. Like, you can tell when a wine is aged perfectly when you take the cork out, you smell the cork, and you can smell the aromas on the wine the wine on the cork. Like you get a lot of people who will get the cork and they'll be like, okay, this is a good one. Like there, you can also smell imperfections on it. Like, so if it smells skunky, like I don't want to drink this. Like if you go to a restaurant, like if you really want to impress your girl, like when you go to the restaurant, you go to the high class restaurant.
That's what I've been waiting on. Let's go. Let's get into it.
Let me get a Marlowe. Can you get one that's like in the 1900s, please? Thank you. Okay, and then you want to smell that. Okay, you go ahead and smell it. Oh yes, this is gonna be delicious.
I'm just gonna act like I know what I'm doing.
Yeah. I'm just giving you like the little tips and tricks. Gear. Like just smell it. Oh man, and then like get your glass and just like. He's gonna get if you go to a real high class place with, their waiters, their wait staff has certifications in wine. They're gonna give you they're gonna pour you like a little sample. They're not gonna pour you a whole glass. Like if you go to Saltgrass, you order wine, they're just gonna pour the whole glass in there. But if you go to like a real high class place, like Perry's or some of the places that was it Phil and Derek's, but they're gonna just pour you like a little something like this, and then you just get a little good swirl on your glass, and then you get a little smell. Sorry, Figgy. Oh no, get that glass to your nose. That'll open your palate up, So like when I say open your palate up, it'll introduce the flavors to your palate. Like it'll just like okay, and then when you start to drink, your palate will recognize that a little bit better. It's your nose and your mouth work in conjunction, and it makes the wine taste better.
That's eye-opening, for sure. Because I've always wondered, like, how can you really tell good wine from bad wine, like taste-wise? Because people just drink wine and just to drink it a lot of times.
I'm one of them because look, I like the flavor wines a lot, but some people kind of frown upon that. Some people like the regular, just straight up red wine. Mm-hmm. Me, I like peach and mango wine or something like that. So there's
a higher class and a lower class for fruit wines. There's a higher class and lower class for your traditional grape wines. I don't want to sound like a butthole, but I feel like my fruit wines are higher class. They're 12% alcohol. They're as natural as I can make them. I use instead of using like chemical acid, I use citric acid. I try to keep it as natural. I use the real fruits. We press the fruits every day at the winery with our hands and stuff like that. When I'm making it at home, I use a nylon bag, squeeze the bag every day, So yeah, the more time you put into your wine, the better the quality of the wine is going to be.
So what exactly am I drinking right now? That's
a cranberry. That's a monster.
Really?
Yeah, so I won my very first award in wines with that wine. I entered into the Women's International Wine Competition.
Oh, nice.
And
I didn't even know they had that.
Yeah, it's up in Denver. And I was just sitting at the office when we were small and we didn't have much traffic. And, I'm somebody that reads books. So, like, I read about marketing and how I needed to get my brand name out there. And they said enter competitions. And I was so scared to enter competitions. I just okay, I'm going to put what I feel like it's my best wine. I'm gonna put it out there, and I submitted one wine, and I won an award.
Oh wow!
I never even heard of cranberry wine. I'm a cranberry fan. I never heard of cranberry wine.
Oh yeah, I love cranberry. Like me and my dad fought over it. He was like, nobody's gonna want to drink cranberry wine, and like it's one of my top sellers. Yeah,
I'm the cranberry juice king.
Yes.
That's award-winning wine you sipping on right now.
I know,
you gotta appreciate
it. Feel bougie right now.
And I brought my mango wine. My mango wine was my only one to win a gold medal for me.
Oh wow!
Yeah, like for fruit wines, a lot of like what he just said. Like people think, oh, these are cheap wines. They're not good. So they don't even at competitions. They don't if they taste good. If it's a silver, you need to be like proud that you won a silver medal for it. There's very few gold medals going out for fruit wines, and I think they're kind of trying to change the narrative though.
So they kind of like Marvel movies at the
at the Oscars. We're not finna
That's
like
not
win
a real movie.
We're not finna win no grand champion with no fruit wine because it's not a Cabernet.
So do you think those barriers are being brought down where it's like only certain wines are able to win awards and only certain wines are being seen as high class, or do you think those barriers are still around?
Those barriers are still around. I mean, it's like no matter how much I want to bring a new style to the wine industry, it's still a very old school classic industry. And the people that get there first and they market first are the ones that are gonna set the tone for the industry. Italy and California have marketed so well, they make you think those are the only places you can get wine. Yeah. And Italy talks so much crap about California that they don't even like California wine. And then you come to Texas, and Texas will tell you, Texans, just like your regular Texans on the street, will tell you, oh, Texas wine is trash, California wine is best. When I'm like, bro, like, y'all really don't know what we have to offer here. Like, you have to look at it differently. California is more Italy and we're more Spain. Like, our soil, and our climate is more Spain. So you can get a real good Tempranillo out here that you can't get from California. So there's stuff that'll grow great here that California can't produce. But the issue we have here is we are not good at marketing. We can't market for anything. I remember when I was going to the conferences for Texas Wine and Grape Growers Association, and they're like, oh, we got to get better at marketing. And I'm like, oh, I have a couple of ideas. And me and a guy from Nice Winery were getting into it. And I'm like, bro, we got to do something different. This is for all of us. We need to get this wine. It needs to go nationwide. And if somebody look on the back of the bottle and they see Texas, we don't need them to be like, no. No, we need them to be like, yeah. So
do you think Texas is united in winemaking and things like that, and breweries and things? Or do you think, because we have this conversation with a lot of artists in Houston and every other city, and we ask, are they collaborating? Do you feel like you're being supported by the hip hop community, or do you think that there's too much beef and too much jealousy and people not working together? How is it in wine? How is it in your community?
Is it like crabs in the barrel?
Exactly.
No. I mean, I'm gonna be honest. I'm open. Like, I'm black, y'all. Yeah. I'm black in the wine industry. So like when I went to the conference, it was like one other girl, and I was like, hey. But at first it was like I was a little scared because these older,
probably rich.
Yeah, like this industry requires you to have a lot of money. So
yeah,
I was just like, oh, I don't really know what to do. I don't know what to say, but I'm here to stay. And they welcomed me with open arms. I got an interview request from Essence magazine when I was at the last Texas Wine and Grape Growers Association meeting or conference. And like, I was so happy. Like, I ran from my hotel room down to the conference floor, and I was like, yo, I just got an interview by Essence. And like, the president of the association was like taking me around, and everybody was pouring wine. And like, by the time the gala came, I was so drunk that it was time for me to do my presentation. And that I don't know how I did it, but when they introduced me, they were like, oh, just recently interviewed by Essence magazine. Like, they were proud of me. Like, they were like, our baby is growing. Like, and that felt good because, you can really push yourself out there.
That's good.
That's dope. That's dope.
Only the rappers have beef, apparently. Everybody else getting along out here.
Oh, no, those breweries have beef with each other.
Wait, how so? Like breweries in Texas
really,
or overall?
What do a beef look like in the wine game?
A beef in a wine game looks like we're gonna argue for about 5 minutes, and then we're gonna share a bottle of wine, and then we over it. Like, but in the breweries, it's funny, man, because they like take it serious. Like, you make fruity beers, and you don't make no IPAs, and you don't have no
shit trash.
Yeah, like, and I'm like, oh, okay, y'all. I went to like one or two of their like, they have a Texas Brewery Guild, and they have a couple of meetings, and I was trying to put my wine into these breweries. So I'm like, hey, look, this is me, these are my wines. Y'all have ladies that come out there. If y'all want the men to stay longer, sell my wine to them. And I'm out there pushing my wine, and they're all staring at each other in groups, like, and I'm like, oh, we're serious out here. Like, oh yeah, they don't make any of their own beer, and I'm not going there until they make their own beer. Like, it's just like they're real snobby towards each other, but like, it's not to the point where they won't work with each other.
Okay. Okay. At least there's collaboration going on. So
yeah.
I feel you. So what are the best? I've heard of a few breweries in Houston, but what are the best ones that people who are kind of new to the scene or haven't been here, like breweries, wineries, where should people visit if they're looking for that kind of thing in Houston?
West Side should definitely go to No Label Brewing. That's like they've been around for 10 plus years.
Okay.
They're kind of like one of the micro, like the, I guess, craft brewers for the Houston area that's known nationwide. Then you have out in Conroe, there's B52. They're doing some great things out there. Humble has Ingenious. We did a tour with them. Oh man, they have beer ice cream.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's delicious. Then you have downtown. They have a couple of like literally you can go downtown and brewery hop. There's a ton of them down there. Like you could throw a rock and hit 3.
Oh damn.
Yeah. And I mean, I like trying everybody does something different. They specialize in something, and then they're always going to be bad at something. So don't go in there thinking that everything that they have is going to be great. I'll just be honest with you.
So you mean like drink wise?
Yes, I'm being honest.
Okay. Ooh, okay.
Like I went to one last night. I can't remember the name of it because that beer was real good. That's how, like, I had a blast. They had some sours, and they had one where they like dressed the rim with tahini, and then they mixed the 2 sours together. I'm a sour fan, so it was delicious. I had too many.
So how'd you get into YouTube, and what kind of spawned that? What made you decide, okay, I want to share this with the world and get into the YouTube game? And how did that kind of come about? And what do you kind of go through on your YouTube channel?
I got like, I had a breakdown, man. Like between so I opened my winery in 2019. And, you know, I was doing good and I was growing real fast. And my mom was like, we need a new location. So we opened a new location. And probably like 2 months after we opened our new location, 2-3 months after we opened our new location, COVID hit.
Yeah.
And the stress was insane. And so I marketed extremely hard just to keep the doors open during COVID. But what I did not anticipate was when I opened the doors back up, I had outgrown, like, I didn't have the staff. I didn't have the, you know, equipment or the space to cover all those people. I was seeing like I had at the height we could fit 230 people in there, and at one time we had like an hour and a half wait to get in, and I just kind of broke. You know, I wasn't prepared. My mentors weren't prepared to help me, so you know, I ended up just needing like to step away. It was hard to find employees and stuff like that. So one thing I did like doing at the winery was marketing, you know, getting on YouTube and making videos for the winery. And then I always had customers like, hey, are you going to do a winemaking class? And then in the homebrew section, some of my friends were like, hey, can you come up here and teach a winemaking class? And so I started to look into teaching people how to make wine online, but like that takes so long. There's only so I can do like one winemaking video a week, and I wanted to push my channel out more. And I was like, you know what? Let's just push out wine tours too, and wine pairings, cigar pairings. Let me show y'all what I was doing at the winery and the vendors that I was working with. Let me help promote them. Like the guys from Ash Central, they were at my winery every Saturday. So they're who I do the wine pairing videos with. Some of the food trucks that were at my winery, or I'm doing wine pairings with them, and restaurants that I've worked with and they were mentoring with me, like Anthony's Market Grill out in Simonton. Anthony himself, the guy that owns it, like this like award-winning chef, was like, I love your wine. And I was like, hey, look, I'm switching over to YouTube. You won't. He was like, come in. We'll do a whole show with you. They like, I was there for like 4 hours. They had like a $1,200 bottle of wine. We talked about it. And I was like, I never drank a $1,200 bottle of wine. I feel special.
That's dope.
No, it really is. It really is.
Do you see yourself opening that store up again, or in the future?
Man, if you'd have asked me a week ago, I'd been like, hell no. I don't know if I can cuss, but like,
oh yeah, you cuss.
Nah, man, I was like, hell no, fuck that shit. But my uncle has been riding me. He's been real supportive. He understands why I shut down, the way everything affected me, and like I'm a real passionate person, a caring person, and that kind of hurt me to shut down. And he was like, you just need to take a break. I'm not letting you sell none of your equipment. Like, nah, I'll pay for the storage, for it to sit in storage until you're ready to go again. And So I mean, and then I had one of my distilling friends. He was like, "Man, you need to come back." He'll call me every once in a while or text me and like, I don't like this industry without you."
Yeah.
So like they're breaking me.
Okay. No, definitely we looking forward to it if you do hook it up again. So
I mean, I kind of, if I do it again, like people know me as the fruit wine girl, but I had been practicing traditional wines, and in my business plan to the investors that I was submitting everything to, I had traditional wines. Like those wines y'all are tasting that I made today was in intermediate equipment. Like some of that equipment my dad had bought me when I first started making wine, like plastic containers, not stainless steel stuff, not like electric presses and things like that would make
I can't tell.
Like right, like
it would amazing.
It would make the quality better. Like if I had the chance, I know I could really just rock it.
Okay, we're looking forward to it. Now I read this article, and to be fair, I looked up the date and it was 2 years old, but they reposted it like it was new. It was on CNN. They said that wine consumption was down for the first time in 25 years. Do you think that's true? We getting the thumbs down from the crowd over here. And do you think that's true? And if so, because the reasoning they said was that people were getting more into seltzers and these more ready to drink type things. Do you think that's true? And if not, why is it fake news?
It's fake news because one, during COVID, those ladies were buying some wine. Like that, I had a line every day when I opened up, and they were buying wine. They were buying my wine daiquiris by the bottle to my little wine drinks. Like the wine industry is changing and they're adapting to the new atmosphere, just like everybody else. The seltzers are something that the breweries are adapting to and changing, trying to get people. The industry is constantly changing, and the evolution is just, it's amazing. We're putting wine in cans now. You can go to the beach with your wine.
Okay.
So yeah, no, that's fake news.
Do you get mad when you see somebody acting like they into wine when they're not? Because I get upset. Well, not upset, but I get annoyed when I see like people like LeBron James talking about how he sips wine now with his glass of wine, talking about wine. And he was doing this for a good couple years for a minute. Do you get kind of annoyed by that? Or are you more like it's helping the industry?
I'm be honest, man. I hope he listened to. I got beef with 50. I got beef with 50. Like I had a whole plan.
He in H-Town too.
Yeah. No, come find me, bro. Like I ain't scared. Roll up.
We got ESG, and now you got beef with 50
No, not like it's a wine beef, bro. I want to go head to head. I want to see who can make the better wine. I want to know who your winemaker is. You came into my city and took over, bro. Like you ain't even come by and say hello. I sent you a message. Come on.
Okay. The message is out. 50 Cent got to respond.
The call is out.
Like he went in the wars. I know. I had a plan. I was ready. I was going, and then he came in and did everything that I wanted to do, and I'm pissed.
Damn.
I wonder how Houstonians feel about 50 Cent, because he just left New York, moved here, got his driver's license, and just like he run. I don't want to say he run in the city, but bro, he just like he in bed with the Houston Texans. He in bed with the I want to say the Rockets.
Yeah. He got him and Fertitta went in. His wine is in. I talked to Tillman Fertitta before he did his deal with 50. I went to a UFC fight and I got some floor tickets, and my cousin works down there, and he hooked me up with some VIP passes, and I'm going in the back and Tillman's there, and like closed mouths don't get fed. I ain't scared of nobody. You know what I'm saying? So I'm trying to put money in my pocket. So I go up to Tillman and I'm like, hey, look, I own a winery out in Katy. I need you to come see it. Let's do some work together. 52 months later, I'm like, bro, like you wearing belt buckles in the incorrect way because you wanted at the rodeo. Like I really do got beef with you. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't blast me on Twitter though. I know how you do. Just come talk to me face to face.
He'll mess around and sue, because
like,
he's suing somebody.
What I do?
I'm sure he's always suing somebody.
But
he's always getting sued.
No, recently I think he sued somebody because I think they put his picture on something, and it made it look like he took some type of pills or something.
I want to go head to head. I want to go wine to wine competition. Let's see who wins.
Okay, he should.
Let's see who really. Let's see which black winemaker really run Houston. Like it's a couple more of us too. Like Water's Edge out in Richmond, and then you got Pinot Noir downtown. Like let's go. Let's see who wins. Cause you just moved here, bro. Like your celebrity status is the reason you're here. Like, bro, why would you cut us off, man? Like, let us all come up.
Yeah. Would you be okay with pairing with 50 somehow? Let's say he, tastes your wine.
Man, I'm talking shit.
That's the best way to do it.
Yep.
I'm talking shit. Like, I'm trying to get in the door. Let's be honest.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I still want to go head to head. I want to show him what I'm made of. You know?
Yeah.
We have the same rule on this podcast. If Jay-Z ever approach us, we're deleting everything we said negative about Beyonce, Jay-Z, everybody.
I'm gonna be like, I watch Power.
Clean.
I love Power.
Yeah.
Get Rich or Die Trying with that shit should have won an Oscar.
You look great at the Super Bowl. You don't look fat.
Hey man, I'm surprised you still hung upside down like that, bro. That shit was entertaining. I'm proud of you.
Oh man.
But until then,
you should have won an Oscar when you lost all that weight for that movie role, man. That was a great movie.
Yes, you should have won. You should have won an Oscar for that. Your wine is delicious, dog.
Yeah, the best video game of all time. Everything, man. So, all right. Let's get down to the nitty gritty, okay? Because this is what I've been wanting to ask. Okay, let's have because I think we have a mainly male-centric audience listening to the podcast, and they want to know how to impress a lady friend if they, let's say she coming over, let's say she present herself as high class and bougie, and let's get
set the mood right. First of all, guys.
Set the mood. Set the mood.
Look, I got
you. Got some Anita Baker.
I got you.
Okay.
See, look, I used to tell the dudes at my winery, look, just bring them here, and I got you. Like, I used to do Valentine's Day dinners and pair it with wine, bro. Just bring her. I got you. So I got this. I'm ready. Look, keep it basic. If she asks her if she like red or white, if she like red, keep it basic. Get her a Pinot, get her a Cab or Merlot. Okay, you can't go wrong with that. If she like white, get her a Sauvignon Blanc. Okay, a Pinot Grigio. Keep it simple. You don't need to do too much. Don't pull out nothing that you ain't never heard of. I ain't never heard of. Don't do that. Just go on the aisle in Kroger's. Don't get the cheapest one. Go ahead and get that middle one. All right.
Okay.
About the $15 bottle, not the $10 or the $5. Don't do that to yourself. Don't get the $2 chuck. All right. Get the $15 one. All right. Now, if it's a red, leave it out. Take the cork off. All right. You don't need to buy a decanter. This is rookie. We talking rookie stuff right now. Pop the cork on the red wine. Let it sit. Let it get a little air in it for a bit. Then pour your glass. Now, when you pour your glass, hold on. Can I get a glass, man?
You need a demonstration.
I need to demonstrate for the gentleman. Yeah. I need to demonstrate for y'all. All right.
Shout out to Tori.
Right. Thank you, Tori. Remember what I told y'all about? Like, just smell that cork. Yeah. But make sure you look serious. Don't look goofy like me.
Yeah, you okay.
All right. So you ain't gonna pour that wine. Not hold on. Hold this for me. All right. Hold it. Okay. So you want to lean the glass, brothers, and you want to pour it like this. Okay.
You got to look in her eyes while you pour it too. Don't look at the glass.
Now, put it on the ground. Give a little swirl. Give a good swirl. Go ahead. Smell it. Then say, yeah, that's it. And put it down. And give her the glass.
Now we got to talk about food pairing too. I know you covered that.
Yes.
What do we pair with what wines and why?
Okay. Again, keep it simple. Red wines, red meats. Okay. White wines. And then this is more detailed than that. You can do a lot of different things. But basic stuff, if we just trying to impress somebody without knowing anything, do red with red meat, white with white meat. Okay? And just keep it simple. Whites can go with pastas also. So you want to, chicken fettuccine Alfredo, go ahead and get her a Pinot Grigio or a Sauvignon Blanc and go to town.
Simple enough. Now, what does she say she want red wine, but she don't want red meat? Or what if she's like
when does she get some chicken or something?
If she's a vegan and she want a red wine, cook her a portobello steak, get her a Cab.
Wait, a steak?
A portobello steak. A portobello steak is the portobello mushroom.
Oh, okay.
It's the big portobello mushroom. Go ahead, put that on the iron skillet, flip it, season it just like a steak. Go to town.
Yeah. I never even heard of that.
I've heard of it. What if she's a vegetarian though?
vegetarian, the portobello steak is good too. Like that's just mushroom.
Okay. Oh, okay. Wait, it's a mushroom steak?
Yeah, it's a mushroom steak. Portobello is a huge mushroom and it's thick. And if you cook it right and you season it right, it tastes just like meat.
I got to try this. I've heard of portobello, like the mushroom. I haven't heard of a portobello steak before.
Where can you get it from?
You can get. I would go to one of the Asian markets. They have the big portobello mushroom heads.
Okay.
And then you get the bigger the mushroom head, the better, because then that's your steak.
I love going to the Asian market. By the way, they got a lot of good stuff in there.
And if she's vegan and she wants some seafood flavor, like seafood theme type meal, go ahead, go in there and buy the the king oyster mushroom, slice it, cut it up, and get you some seaweed, season it with a little seaweed and some seafood seasoning, then grill it on each side for about a couple of minutes each side, and that's gonna be like having some scallops, and then you pair that with white wine.
We should have brought you up here to cook.
Really though.
Damn, the wine, you could cook, girl.
No, I can't cook.
Nah, I mean that's a perfect pairing.
That sounds good.
Look, we put y'all on game, all y'all listening out there who are single or just trying to mingle. These are good pairings, and he's gonna get you the draws, maybe, possibly.
So yes, if she's a girl that likes snacks, get her something sweet to drink, like a Moscato or a Prosecco. So you pair that with like a cheesecake or a chocolate cake, something like that.
Okay. It sounds legit. Okay, I'm gonna take notes. I'm gonna look at this podcast again.
I know.
I'm gonna jot all these notes down, and I'm gonna take notes
at the 36 mark.
Yes, yes, and let everybody let us know if you try this and it works for you. Okay, we need feedback. So that's dope though. So that'll definitely do it. Those food pairings and okay.
And then also when you serving dessert wine or white wine, make sure it's as cold as you can get.
Okay. What if it's like a last minute thing?
If it's a last minute thing and you need to chill it really fast, go ahead and get yourself like something you can submerge the bottle in.
Mm-hmm.
Halfway with ice, halfway with water. That'll chill it faster.
Okay. Perfect. Okay. Shoot, that put us on game for sure.
Yeah,
no, we know now.
I'm trying to help y'all out, man.
No, you are. Look, Figgy don't need help. He married. But look, all of us out here
struggling.
We need a little bit. It'd be expensive to take people out too. We need more stay-at-home dates. So I'm down with it. I'm
gonna start doing what my cousin is doing. He doing virtual dates.
Explain that.
Oh yeah, like my cousin got game. I ain't know. Like, I was like, bro, I should have been listening to you a long time ago. How did you do? Oh my God, virtual date? So he's not in Houston, but he's talking to a nice lady in Houston. And so he told her, hey, look, let's go eat some sushi together. So he picked a sushi restaurant. She picked a sushi restaurant. They put their phones on FaceTime. And oh, bro, like he got game by the pound. And then did the same thing. Sent her some stuff through the mail, and he was like, let's watch a movie together. They put their phones on FaceTime.
Oh,
bro, I'm like, bro, why didn't you tell me nothing? I'm over here struggling, single, no ideas what to do. You couldn't have helped me out. Yeah. But
hey, that's pretty cold. I don't know if I could watch a movie without the snuggling, cuddling though. I mean, that part's pretty important for a date. So, but no, that's very 2022 type dating.
That's COVID friendly.
It is. Yeah,
I would get irritated, man. I'd be like, hey, let me go. I'm about to finish eating.
Right,
I'll call you.
Right. Because anytime I watch a movie with a girl, it's something I don't want to see. So, for the most part. So I'm like, look, we're trying to get close and cuddle and all that, but yeah, you can't do it virtually. But yeah, I get you. It's all about the long game. I'm learning that now. It's about the long game. So, all right, that does it. I think that put everybody on game.
Yeah. Can you explain what you got with us?
Oh, yeah. So I brought some wines from the winery. This was out of my collection. So I brought a cranberry wine, like I said, made with real
This is
fruit.
really good.
Yeah.
It's really good.
It's 12% alcohol. You can barely taste the alcohol. Then I have mango wine, made with real mangoes, like I said. Then I have this wine was made out of white grape juice. You can buy at the grocery store. That YouTube video is already up. Then this one is my Sauvignon Blanc. I did a comparing 2 wine kits video on my YouTube channel. That's up. You can check that out. I brought that wine for you guys to try. I brought an extra bottle for y'all to have. Also brought some merch for y'all.
Yeah.
And then I brought this beer from Groundhog's Brewery so y'all can try.
We really appreciate that.
Yeah, we appreciate this a lot. This was fun.
You spoiling us over. We gonna get used to this. Any other guests that come on this show got to step their game up now. You see what's going on here.
Bring 50 on. What's happening?
Yeah, 50 said you better bring all of G Unit. You better bring a video set damn near. We need.
I challenge.
You better
50.
bring.
I want to see what he got.
Yeah, you better bring the new season of Power too.
Nah, that's dope though. We really appreciate it for sure. So what's my last? I just blanked on the question I was going to ask. Oh yeah, we gotta get into sports. We gotta get into sports because you are a huge sports fan, of course. You got the Astros jersey on, of course.
Yes, sir.
Big time for Houston sports right now, at least for one Houston sport. So what is your favorite Houston? Number one, what's your favorite sport, and who's your favorite team?
Baseball's my favorite sport. My favorite teams are Astros.
Okay.
Born and raised Astros fan.
Okay, so you've been since the nitty gritty, since they was losing 100 games.
Yeah, like my great grandfather my great grandfather made sure everybody was an Astros fan. You wasn't coming in his house and talking about anybody else.
Okay, I respect it. Were you an Oilers fan?
Yeah, then they left.
Yeah. Were you a Titans fan in the interim?
No.
Were you a Cowboys fan in the interim?
Yeah.
Oh no!
Come on! Oh man!
Oh no!
Are you still a Cowboys fan?
Yeah.
No,
man. That do it for this interview right now.
Yeah, gotta wrap it up. Thank you for joining us.
It's been rough, bro. Like it's been rough. It's been 20 years. It just like they could do better. They could, like, I get it. I get it with the Texans. I'll root for the Texans too. Like I understand I don't even know what kind of excuse I can use for the Texans, but it's a whole lot better than what I can use for the Cowboys. They have like a fat roster, all this talent, and they can't do nothing. Like it hurts.
You mean the Texans or the Cowboys?
The Cowboys.
I'm about to say definitely.
They had all that talent. Like, and I don't know. Jerry Jones keeps falling in love with backup quarterbacks and paying them too much.
Yeah.
Look like it's about to be a controversy.
Seems like it.
Yeah. If Cooper Rush keep playing good,
I'll take anybody. Just complete a pass, please.
In Rush we trust, like Michael Irvin said. You're looking kind of good now. I don't know. Why are you not a Texans fan though?
I don't know, man. I don't have a good reason.
Fair enough.
You know, the Oilers left, and I was young when that happened, so I was like, you know, you're young and petty, and you're just like, nah, I'll never root for any football team in Houston again. I'm a Cowboys fan now.
I feel you. Cowboys have swag. I can't lie, especially in the 90s.
It's America's team, man. Like I don't care what people say. That's America's thing. People always look at the Cowboys. They always bring the headlines.
Okay.
And they haven't won the Super Bowl since what, the 90s?
Yeah, the Yankees of football.
Pretty much. Yeah. Pretty much.
Now, who's your favorite basketball team?
Rockets.
No, I think I'm gonna say the Lakers.
Okay. Or the
it's usually Cowboys fans or Lakers fans too.
No.
In Houston, it seemed like.
I'm a Houstonian through and through. It hurts to say I'm a Cowboys fan nowadays.
Okay, fair enough. Astros looking good.
Yes.
Done clinched the division and everything. So where do you think they're gonna go? How far do you think this team gonna go? Realistically, do you think they
have a chance to win the World Series again? You know, like the pitching, like, okay, so with baseball, pitching runs the playoffs. So, and we have a great pitching staff. Like we have too much pitching, and that's a great problem to have. Our biggest concern is are our guys gonna be able to hit in the playoffs? You know, so.
All right. Any controversies? I'm thinking about Astros headlines. I can't think about it right now. How do you feel about Carlos Correa talking about the Dior store? Do you see that quote?
Yeah.
He the product, and you gotta come pay for it.
Yeah,
like,
he said,
ain't nobody
Dior
finna pay you
much.
$35 million a year, dog. Like you not hitting 60 home runs. Like you not that dude. You good defensively, and no offense, Carlos. You know I love you, Daniela. I sat next to you in the playoffs. I apologize for what I'm saying, but you're not that dude.
So we don't need Carlos after all. What you saying?
No, I don't want to fight Carlos. I love.
We
Carlos.
got Jeremy Payne.
Oh, man, yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
I mean, for real, like
Jeremy's
he's a couple of points off of Carlos, and we paying him what, maybe $1 million a year. Like,
I mean, rookie. Yeah, pretty much.
We winning.
Yeah, if he wasn't good, then I'm sure a lot of Astro fans would be a little excited. Like,
I'm not
hey,
gonna lie.
back,
Carlos want to come back, bro. Like, but not for $35 million a year. We can't afford that. We broke. This Houston. This ain't LA or New York. We were working class people. We love you, but we're not gonna pay you $35 million.
And they're gonna have to pay Justin Verlander because he.
Oh, I mean, I think he took a discount last time, didn't he?
He needs to take a discount. He's getting up there now, so. Yeah.
After this year, he ain't taking no discount.
Nah, man. He had
somebody,
what, a
Yankees
too?
or somebody gonna pay him.
If he go to the Yankees, I'm gonna kneecap his ass at the airport.
They're gonna pay him a lot. He's gonna get a lot of money.
Yeah. They threw the bag at Garrett Cole. That ain't work out. Now they gonna get Jared
Bro,
all the Ace Astros pitchers just go to New York.
I know. And they got to pay Aaron Judge like $1 billion now.
Oh yeah, man, hit 61 home runs.
They should have paid him.
He's finna get paid $35 million a year.
Yeah, they should have paid him last year.
Oh yeah, that's the best bet on myself year I've ever seen in any sports. Like, I've watched sports all my life. I've never seen it work out that way.
This motherfucker said, "All right, I'm gonna break the home run record right now."
He was like, "I don't care how bad everybody else around me sucks. Watch what I do."
I'm sorry. I got annoyed with the dick riding after a while with Aaron Judge, ESPN cutting from live games to go to the fucking show me after it happens. Don't cut from the game I'm watching to say, "Ooh, is he gonna hit a home run now?"
They cut in on Monday Night Football.
Ridiculous.
Like, that was ridiculous.
It was insane.
For 61, bro. Like,
but it's not even the record. It's an AL record. Nobody cared about that.
Bro, are we gonna forget about Sammy Sosa,
Barry
Bonds, and Mark McGwire? Yeah, they was juicing, but come on now.
Nah, that's save baseball. People tripping about that.
Yeah, that's the record, man. Until he get like 75 home runs,
right?
Then start cutting into it.
Yeah,
I don't care about no 61? Damn 61.
Oh, this is the real record. No, it's not. Like, Barry Bonds got the record. Beat Barry.
And
Barry
to be fair, Aaron Judge said that too. Like, he said that's not like he's not acting like he got the real record. So fair enough, but
it's a New York East Coast thing.
Exactly.
Barry Bonds never failed the drug test. I'm just saying.
I mean, yeah, true.
He should be in the Hall of Fame, man. That's ridiculous.
OJ never got caught either, but anyway.
I mean, the glove didn't fit. You must have quit.
So Rockets, are you excited about them this year?
Yes.
They gonna suck though.
Who cares? My favorite year for the Astros was like, I think 2014. Like, and I could tell, like, oh shit, we finna do something, bro. This gonna be fun.
The tickets were cheap.
Oh, tickets were cheap.
You probably sitting right.
Tickets were cheap. The fans were like energetic and fun. Like, you go there now, I feel like it's just like the vibe is different. I don't really like going anymore like I used to. Like, in 17, I didn't miss a game. I didn't miss a playoff game. I didn't miss a regular season game or an exhibition game.
You got season tickets?
In 17, I had them. I gave them up when I got the winery. So, yeah.
I think Astros fans are spoiled now.
Yes.
They don't get hype for games anymore. We done seen it all. We done seen them crush and destroy teams now. We done seen a long playoff run. We've seen a World Series now. Astros fans are spoiled, I think.
This is how I know they got super spoiled. We had a full-blown discussion on the rotation because we had like 7 people, 7 starters. And it was just like, what are we gonna do? Who gonna go to the dugout? And you got to start this. It was like a full-blown argument / discussion over this.
Come on, man.
And I'm like, come on. I would love to have too many starters.
I took a step back when I would log in on Twitter and everybody was arguing about who was starting today. Like, they would release the lineup and everybody's just yelling. Like, bro, we won 102 games. Why are y'all yelling at each other? Why is everybody caps locking everything? Why can we just like talk noise to the Dodgers fans? The Yankees fans? What happened to all of that?
The sky always got to be falling.
The funny is when they lose like a close game and Dusty Baker got to go.
Yeah.
This is on Dusty Baker. This is on Dusty Baker.
Like, those dudes ain't on the field doing what they not supposed to.
Right. Luno.
Every time they lose, it's on Dusty Baker.
Yep.
Every time.
No, for sure. It's always his fault. And Luno, we need him back.
He should have pulled him earlier.
Yeah.
Even though Luno made probably the biggest mistake he could make in the World Series. That's why we lost, but whatever.
Oh, you talking about AJ Hinch?
Oh, AJ Hinch, I meant.
Oh, man, when he put Will Harris in before Garrett Cole. Okay. So the I don't mean to like dog y'all out because I know y'all work for a whole different studio, but the guys for Apollo Sports, I don't know if y'all pay attention to them.
I know who they are. I heard of them.
Yeah, they did a podcast with Brent Strom, and he explains why they put Will in instead of Garrett. Like they didn't want Garrett to go in mid-inning. He had never done it before. And and Will had the numbers to beat the guy. Like his numbers were like, yeah, we could just get this one out and then we're gonna start with Garrett. And when he hit that home run, it threw their whole game plan off. Like I could hear in that man's voice, like he was reliving that shit. Like it hurt him. Then it hurt me.
Yeah.
It was rough.
It was rough because I think he was kind of gassed too.
Yeah,
Will Harris.
Yeah, they had pitched him.
They pitched him like
3-4 games in a row.
Yeah, so he was a little gassed. So it was a little shocking when he came in the game.
Yeah, I mean, but I get what they were trying to do. Like you don't know if a guy who's a starter is going to be able to respond like a reliever.
Yeah. They should have just put Garrett Cole in because I think if Garrett Cole went in and he gave up a home run, I don't think people would
live with that.
You'd be like, dang, try something.
Yeah.
Will Harris didn't have a really good game past couple games, or he was tired or something.
No, he was lights out the whole playoffs. Like I don't know. I did not imagine us losing to the Nationals. And then they were petty about it, and it was like, oh
yeah. And that was probably the best team the Astros ever had too.
I know, like Garrett Cole.
Justin Verlander, Garrett Cole, Zach Greinke when he was actually good.
Before he got pissed at us.
Yeah.
He got pissed. They took him out and put Will Harris in. And I think he purposely did not pitch well because of that.
Like, I don't think he's that petty. I mean, his job isn't. That
man is petty.
But that's money on the line for doing something like that. So I don't think he would do that.
I don't think he cared, man. He's like,
fair enough. He is weird.
That's somebody who don't care about nothing.
That's true.
Nothing.
That's true. So you're predicting the Astros win the World Series. So we'll see how things go. But it's looking good right now. So I think that covers the whole basis of everything we talk about, honestly. We didn't cover the wine industry, we didn't cover breweries, cover YouTube, covered sports.
Yeah, we had a little first take here.
Yeah, beef with 50 Cent. 50 Cent to call us out. Pull up. Mad Chemist is waiting for you. Mad Wine Chemist is waiting for you. So now we really appreciate you having you here. We appreciate everything you brought. It was really amazing. Everybody, make sure you follow I gotta make sure I get this right. Mad Wine _Chemist on Twitter.
Yes.
And YouTube is Mad Wine Chemist as well, right?
Yes.
Instagram, everything like that.
Instagram, Mad Wine Chemist, no underscore. YouTube, Mad Wine Chemist, no underscore. But the underscore is on Twitter.
Okay. Make sure you like and subscribe. Make sure you check out everything she got going on. If you open up the winery, we'll definitely make a visit. Might have a remote little impromptu podcast out there or something to support you.
Yes.
So we really appreciate it. Looking forward to have you again sometime if you're down for it.
Oh, most definitely. We were talking before the show. I'm gonna do a little surprise. I can't talk about it, right? Because we're going to surprise. Okay, bet.
Yeah.
Kind of surprise.
Ain't nothing like that. Nothing like that.
All right. Well, we really appreciate it. Looking forward to have you again. Wish you all the success in the world, and all y'all make sure you check out Mad Wine Chemist on all platforms and everything she's doing. And until next time.
Thank y'all so much for having me on.